I want to bring your attention to Atlanta, Georgia, to a community located near the Hamilton E. Holmes MARTA station, giving residents easy access to the train and public transportation, as well as I-20 and I-285. That's pay-in-place condominiums being destroyed by their HOA president, Claire Cherry, also known around the neighborhood as Gangsta Granny. Gangsta Granny is being accused of being a slumlord, running the place like a dictatorship. She's got HOA money going into private bank accounts. She's sabotaging the sale of units, attempting to make sellers sell their units to her in order for her to gain more control of the community. Gangsta Granny is also being accused of not keeping up the maintenance of her own rental units, causing renters to fall ill due to untreated mold. And then on top of all of that, she's very defiant. When confronted about some of these issues, Gangsta Granny threatened one of the other owners of the community. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Grandmothers are usually sweet, nice older women caring for their families and spending time with their husbands, their grandchildren, but not this senior citizen. She's a rowdy, ruthless goon that's got the whole neighborhood afraid of her. So much so, the tenants named her Gangsta Granny. That's her nickname. Many of the renters there are low income, but you also have middle class owner-occupied units as well. Then investors of those rented units are unable to participate in the Section 8 program, even if their own unit is up to par. For instance, the owner of this unit remodeled the apartment, is clean, fresh, and new. Very beautiful kitchen, a nice and clean bathroom. They fix it up to be a home where low-income Section 8 tenants could be proud of. Of course, a listing like this that's affordable, it got tons of interest. For one, it's in the city of Atlanta. The renter will have access to major highways, 285, 20, and 7585, plus a MARTA station. Very convenient. And financially, it's a no-brainer. A woman and her children were going to move in with her Section 8 voucher. However, the apartment was denied by the Section 8 program, along with all the other apartments in the community, because of the mismanagement and the condition of the property as a whole. It definitely broke the lady's heart that she couldn't move in because it was the best place she had seen within her budget. The community as a whole being disqualified for this program, and the issues cited for denial would fall on the HOA ran by Claire Cherry, aka Gangsta Granny. She owns over a dozen units herself in the neighborhood, 14 to be exact, and she's really mean and nasty to her tenants. On numerous occasions, she threatened to kick tenants out if they called the city to report issues like mold, plumbing, and water issues. She's failing to address roofing issues. And when tenants report a problem to her, she'll send random guys over there to fix the maintenance issues, but they never really seem to get fixed. Gangsta Granny, she's got a crew of addicted guys or guys with criminal records that she's in control of. I will call them her muscle. She's in control of these guys because they have nowhere else to go. Either they can't afford to leave or their bad record is preventing them from renting somewhere else. So Claire is holding this over their heads as they allow her to be their puppet master. She's also got a boyfriend that she's got walking around intimidating the women in the community so those women won't report her about the nasty conditions she's got them living in inside her units and other tenants as well. However, she doesn't have him intimidating the men. Gangsta Granny is only letting her pit bull out on the women. And side note, that's why I tell young women all the time, you don't want to be a single woman out here, especially a single mother. You're in a very vulnerable position as you and your kids will roam the world with no protection. So don't make life harder on yourself where you end up like this and get bullied by Gangsta Granny and her goons. But yes, Gangsta Granny is using her boyfriend to threaten tenants with illegal evictions, and she's illegally shutting off their water. Gangsta Granny is also being accused of stealing HOA funds in two ways. First, for the monthly dues she did collect, they all went into a Wells Fargo private bank account, which is against the law. Money collected by condo associations or homeowner associations are not supposed to be deposited into a personal account. That's illegal. Then the second way she's been stealing money lately is by intentionally rejecting monthly dues. In fact, This has been her favorite way to rip the community off this year. She's mismanaging the place on purpose to get owners to sell their units, while also changing the collection process, pushing HOA members to get behind in fees intentionally. For instance, she cut off the previous mailbox so they can't mail the checks to her and the mail is returned to the sender. So when owners complain about her, she'll say you can't complain or have a say because all of you are behind in fees. Then she'll do things to agitate owners and force them to sell. And here's another big trick. Whenever they go to sell, she'll come up with an astronomical amount of money that's due before the sale can be finalized. She'll allegedly say things like, okay, you have to pay $80,000. And then eventually she'll negotiate the price down to $20,000. At that point, the homeowner is much more relieved at $20,000. They go along with it and pay her the money. She's allegedly done this multiple times in 2023 alone. That's also where she's playing magic with the proceeds. All of the large sums of money that she's collecting on behalf of the association is gone. None of the money is there. And of course, to avoid being held accountable, Gangsta Granny won't give the owners any financial data when she's supposed to be transparent and show them all of the income and all of the spending. She is absolutely refusing to do it. She won't even hold a meeting for members of the HOA to attend. So the next thing you may be wondering is, where is all the money? What is she spending it on? According to the residents and owners, she's definitely not spending it on the community. They can't even get a fence out there. The whole property is wide open, giving easy access for criminals to come on and off the property through many points and quickly disappear. Claire is not spending any of the money on maintaining the exterior of the building. The most she's doing is getting the grass cut and that's it. And it's funny how for that alone, she's acting like she's doing everybody a favor. Gangsta Granny is also paying the utilities for the common areas, and that's about it. And then she's got over a dozen units herself. Why would she want to ruin the community and bring down the property value? Well, Gangsta Granny's goal is to take control of the entire Peyton Place community. If she's able to gain full control, she can force sales and completely dominate the place by kicking everybody else out. She has 14 units per county records, placing her at 30% control. She needs approximately 60% per HOA bylaws to take full control, so she's halfway there. To avoid this, all the other owners got together to hold a special meeting. In that meeting, they voted to terminate Claire from her role as HOA president, but get this, Gangsta Granny is ignoring their community special meeting vote and refused to step down. She won't turn over control to the owners. The fact that you have HOAs who have a fiduciary responsibility to do the right thing for the community and the owners of that community, but instead they neglect the community, disrespect the owners, sabotage the owners and the residents, it's horrible. What's worse is there are no laws to make it easier for the owners of these communities in the state of Georgia and many other states to hold these corrupt HOAs accountable unless residents raise tens of thousands of dollars fighting in court. One owner alone spent over $10,000 in legal fees so far, with little help, trying to fight the corrupt HOA leader, and it's still not enough to get her out of there. Also, the local authorities have been notified about this case, but they need more eyeballs on the situation for them to put more effort in, as there are only 4 detectives that handle these type of cases at APD, and they're so behind with hundreds of cases each. The owners of the HOA, they have a petition, so I'm asking everyone right now watching to sign the petition. The link is below. It's for you to support a city bill that provides oversight for condo HOAs to hold them accountable. This proposed bill would also make sure condo HOAs report their annual budget to avoid insolvency. Listen, homeowners should not have to go through this. And if she's going around threatening the owners, how do you think she's talking to tenants who she told they better not call code enforcement on her, or she's going to kick them out in the cold with their children? Not because they didn't pay their rent, she's going to kick them out if they complain about the lack of maintenance in her unsafe units. If they complain about getting sick from mold and mildew, if they tell on her for painting over mold instead of treating it properly and getting rid of it, causing residents as young as 2 years old to develop health issues. If they complain about any of this, she will kick them out on the streets. This is what's going on. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Let me know what you think about this. Special thank you to Creed, who's a cancer survivor. Many blessings to you. Shout out to Marlon. I appreciate you, Marlon, as well as Christine, Richard, and Desiree. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.